Hi everyone, now let's talk about Agni, the digestion fire. How we're going to fuel the fire, eat right, stay strong and stay aligned. So Agni is basically the digestion fire. Agni is responsible for various bodily functions including digestion, metabolism, detoxification, immunity and mental clarity. Since Agni is the digestion fire, from the word fire you know exactly that you're not supposed to mix liquids to it or let's say cold foods to it, otherwise it kills the fire. If you add warm foods to your digestion fire, what happens is it's going to aid the fire and aid your digestion to make it faster and smoother. Refrain from consuming cold food and drinks as they take longer to digest. Avoid eating straight from the refrigerator. Refrigerators are basically used only to preserve food. Always enjoy food and beverages when they are warm and hot. Ayurveda states the digestion fire, Agni, is the strongest during the day. When the moon is out, it cools down the fire. Digestion fire is at its lowest, let's say even taking rest. So that's why if you eat late after sunset, this is why we sometimes take a longer time to digest and we don't feel sleepy anymore because your stomach is heavy with food. And you're often meant to have just light foods like just soup or a warm glass of milk is heavy enough for your body to satisfy your hunger and light enough for your body to digest. So every dosha has a different digestive fire, let's say a different power of Agni. For example, Vata. Vata has an irregular fire, irregular appetite, intestinal cramps, constipation and dry stools. That's basically how Vata works. And then now let's talk about Pitta. Here, your digestion fire is pretty high. So you have sharp digestion, loose stools, intestinal hunger, and a sharper Agni basically. So your food digests very fast compared to a Vata. And now let's talk about Kapha. Kapha has a sluggish, weak hunger, slow digestion, and heaviness after a meal. So basically your digestion is pretty slow and it's not irregular or it's not fast. It's just slower than the other two. For good Agni, try adding spices which is a tri dosha. Safe for your stomach so that you don't have any problems with your digestion fire. So I'm talking about like spices which are like turmeric, ginger, fennel, coriander, cumin and cardamom to your meals. This won't really affect your stomach, but in fact it will actually balance all the three doshas. There's a few Ayurvedic superfoods. One is ghee, which is your cow's ghee. And that's the milk which is very closest to your mother's milk. And the ghee from that would be really suitable for your body. It's like in fact a superfood, good for your joints, good for your skin. And in fact, it's kind of like a lubricant for your joints. Secondly, you have your ginger, which is really good as well. It's good for your digestion. It's good for any sinus issues. Third comes your cumin, which is a spice, and amla. Amla is like an apple a day keeps the doctor away, is what we have always heard. Same thing for the Indian subcontinent. An amla a day will keep the doctor away. Now, if you're going to work out and if your person works out regularly, there's a couple of foods which is good for you post-workout, which would be sprouted green gram, makhana, which is pretty much healthy. It's the fox nuts, and of course, puffed rice. And if you're going to have fruit, only have one seed at a time and don't mix the fruits. Like a fruit salad would be the most unhealthiest thing to do. Always eat one fruit at a time and never mix them. Another thing, we could have even small snacks, but make sure it's not spicy and don't keep grazing them between meals. Just a snack, a small one quantity, portion control is perfect. Now we're going to talk about rasas. Rasas are basically tastes. And there are a total of 6 tastes. So a perfect example would be like a North Indian thali or a South Indian sadhya, where you have small portions Next to your carb, you have your fats, and all you have also the 6 tastes. So the flavors. So the 6 flavors which we have in our Indian platter would be sweet, sour, salty, astringent, spicy, and bitter. Sweet is normally nourishing, strengthens the body, found in grains, dairy, and natural sugars. When I say natural sugars, I mean ripe fruits. The next one is sour. Sour is basically stimulates digestion, awakens the senses, present in citrus fruits and fermented foods. For example, citrus fruits is like your oranges, your lemon, and fermented foods are like basically your rice batter. Anything with rice as a fermented. The next is salty. Salty enhances appetite, supports mineral balance, found in sea salt and naturally salty foods. The next one is pungent, which is in other words spicy. This clears sinuses and boosts metabolism, found in spices like ginger, black pepper, detoxifies and lightens the body. Bitter. And bitter is something which is detoxifies and lightens the body, found in leafy greens and various herbs. Astringent. Astringent is a very peculiar taste. It promotes absorption and toned tissues, found in legumes and fruits like pomegranate. So if you ever know what's the taste of an astringent, just have a pomegranate and you'll get the perfect taste. By incorporating all 6 tastes into each meal, we ensure that these signals are adequately met. So workout always improves your metabolism and your digestive fire because your body starts getting hungry. It starts asking for food. With the Mudra workout, it's all about working out a group of muscles at the same time. You're working out on your grip strength, your shoulder, your rotator cuffs, and of course you keep engaging your core. And this improves your bowel movement. So your digestion, your excretion, everything is so much more better. And what happens is that you'll improve your core strength just by engaging the core. So we always tell people to work out at least 50% of your strength on a daily basis. And it's all about trying to keep the heart rate down, core engaged. And the more you do this and you keep having the right foods for your body, you'll see a tremendous difference within the first 21 days. You will feel it.